So the new changes have drawn lots of criticism and reaction from Canadians like Carey Price. Today, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau saying they are listening to the feedback and reviewing the list now. Manisa Denibalan joins us live with the latest. Manisa, there's lots of controversy, but obviously confusion as well.
That's right, Nicole. Trudeau was asked about it during a news conference today, and based on his answer, it seems like they're actually going to be trying to clear some of that confusion.
Just put forward a list, and we're consulting with Canadians on that. We're hearing a lot of feedback around concerns that hunters are saying about guns that they use more for hunting or hunting rifles or shotguns. But we all know that we need to make sure that guns that are designed to kill the largest number of people as quickly as possible have no place in Canada.
The changes last week sparked lots of confusion and criticism from Canadians, including Carey Price from the Montreal Canadiens, who posted on Instagram saying, "I love my family, I love my country, and I care for my neighbor. I am not a criminal or a threat to society. What Justin Trudeau is trying to do is unjust. I support the Canadian Coalition for Firearm Rights to keep my hunting tools." Price's post was shared by many, including opposition leader Pierre Poilievre, who tweeted that Carey is absolutely right. Heidi Rathjen of a pro-gun control group says there's lots of misinformation circulating that's causing concern about what will be banned.
It's an incredibly complex file, technically, and there's so many models and mechanisms that are at play that it's almost impossible to draw a clear line between assault weapons and hunting firearms. And for sure, there may be some models that fell on the wrong side, and if that's the case, these should be corrected.
NDP MP Alistair McGregor says his concern is around the fact that the change was made last minute.
I think I understand the intent behind it, but the way it was delivered and the process followed has been a complete failure.
Last week, when asked during question period why hunters are allegedly being targeted, Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino said it targets assault weapons, like the SKS Soviet-era semi-automatic rifle.
Target those assault-style rifles, those AR-15-style guns, which have been used in far too many casualties in Port-au-Pic, in Quebec, in Ontario, where most recently we saw 2 frontline police officers gunned down.
But the amendment to Bill C-21 sparked a back and forth between Trudeau and Poilievre last week.
And I'm taking my information directly from these amendments. Why won't he stand up and admit that he wants to ban hunting rifles and shotguns rather than going after the real criminals?
We're focused on smart legislation to ensure that Canadians are protected and making sure that our communities are safer. We're going to continue to move forward on responsible gun control while respecting the rights of law-abiding hunters and farmers.
Today, during an update on a firearm trafficking investigation, Toronto police mentioned that of the 62 firearms that were seized, 58 were traced, not to Canada, but to our southern neighbor.
57 were traced to the United States, to U.S., primarily Arizona and Texas, and only one of these firearms was traced to Ontario. It was a stolen firearm from a break-and-enter back in 2021.
Tony Bernardo from the Canadian Shooting Sports Association says the statistics speak for themselves.
When the police are reporting that somewhere between 87 and 100% of all the guns used in gang crime are smuggled in from the United States, and that virtually none of the gun problems that are happening in Canada come from law-abiding Canadian firearms owners, why would you expect it to make a difference?
The NDP calling it an overreach by the Liberals, adding that it's the government's mess and they need to do the research and fix it.